I don't think we've done any economics episodes.
I mean, we've definitely throw in some stuff here and there for sure.
But not a full episode.
Not a full episode. And his story is really, really cool. It's
got explosions in it, literally.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but when he was like 16 years old, he was in some like sort of explosion or chemical explosion. And I don't know if it was a chemistry lab or you said some graduation. I forgot to look into what the details of it were.
You'd think it would be a chemistry lab, but the first Google results said at a graduation ceremony, which that's got to be some graduation ceremony. If any kind of explosion happened, whether it was terrorist or a demonstration or like a light works show going on behind him. Seems like it might have been his idea because he wants to perform with a jazz group behind him. Maybe he's like, can I get like a fire torch display like the one that got James Hetfield at the Metallica concert? Like, yes. Will you sign this non-liability waiver? He's like, irrationally, yes. And then he irrationally signs that. And that's how he exploded, right?
Something happened where he definitely almost died. He had horrific, like 3rd-degree burns over 70% of his body. He spent like 2 years in a hospital. So he's a teenager. He spent like 2 years in a hospital, and it was just horrific. It was 2 years of them having to like constantly rip bandages off of him and to like remove the dead skin. So to give you an idea, I think he's about 55 now. He still has regular surgeries. Like he's had a surgery this year. He has surgeries all of the time. If you look, he has like half of a beard, half of his face is like scarred up pretty bad and everything.
Yeah, at first I thought it was a goof. Like not the scars, of course, but at first, you know, from far away, you see the half beard and he's like, oh, he's trying to demonstrate the science of like facial hair versus not facial hair or something. And then you look a little closer and then you read into it, it's like, oh, no, he can't grow it on that side. Yeah. And then you go deeper and you're like, Jesus, that is some Darth Vader level suffering of
It really is. He can't sign books if you come, unfortunately. I told him like maybe we could get a stamp made or something like that, but he could probably sign some tits.
I'll get some good ones going there.
I bet he can sign. I bet he can muster it for tits. The tits are so powerful. I mean, everyone knows that. Have you ever signed tits before? I've signed some tits. It's such a weird experience. Yeah. I guess it's not a weird experience. It's just like, okay, it always just feels like so. It feels like
no. I'm joking. It's the humor episode. No, wait, it's the behavioral economics episode. Well, I'm behaving in a certain way.
Non-consensual tit signing. Wow. I'm sure it's happened. So he leaves me voice notes when he emails and stuff. If he has to type more than like 2 sentences, he'll leave a voicemail instead. That's how he mostly communicates. He can't use his hands very well. Like to this day, he's still in rough shape. So he's in this predicament and it's just horrifying. It's just 2 years of, he's like eating out of a straw and stuff. And it took like over a year before he could try to walk a little bit. And it was like very, very difficult in the beginning. And he was always, so first of all, I'm probably butchering because it's been years since I've read some of his early books. Before this, I started I read 1.5 of his last 2 books in the last couple of years, and so anyhow, he was like pleading with the nurses all of the time to like, can you just rip the bandages off? Can we like put it off later? Does it need to be done today? Does it, can you go slower? And they'd be like, no, it's better just to, as the old saying goes, you just rip the Band-Aid off just as fast as possible. And he was like pleading with it, and he has like no control over, this is just fucking horrifying. And that's part of what got him into science in the area of study that he started. So then he started studying. So then he's like, well, I need some job that's somewhat flexible, that like if I need to go in for surgery and stuff like that regularly, I can do. I need something that I don't need the use of my hands, and it can be like, an accommodating schedule. If I'm able to like work hard enough, like flexibly. And then he started studying pain perception. And then like some of his early work, he studied pain and figured out that those nurses were wrong.
Wait, you don't have to rip off the Band-Aid every day?
You don't have to rip it off like just fast. You don't need to go like, or rip it as fast as possible. And so
maybe they were trying to get more done during the day.
I think it was just, no, I don't think that was it. I think it was caring nurses that this was just the practice that they were taught, and you just go as fast as possible and get it over with. And so
the old saying is wrong?
In certain circumstances, yeah. So there's things like this, this peak end rule that we've probably talked about on the show before, but we'll get the bear of repeating out.
Come back in there.
And can we take 1 second? Hold on 1 second. We're back.
I thought you were going to come back dressed as the bear of repeating.
No, but it reminded me.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, look at that.
I thought it was half that size.